49ers beat the Cowboys. Epic rivalry, and I think it's a lot like the World Series. I'll explain it a bit. I'm headed right now to the New York Yankees bar in San Francisco to check out the World Series. There's the sunset over the Golden Gate Bridge. We're making the turn in the driverless car. Everybody's taking pictures of us. What a beautiful day in the San Francisco Bay. But this is going to be a drive from the water where I'm at right now. Shout out to the Dolphin Club. I just left the Dolphin Club. It's the blue and white building right there. Headed downtown to the New York bar. Literally, they've got seats from the old Yankees Stadium at this place called Aces, which is the bar where all the Yankees fans are going to meet up. And I'm guessing that, well, there is that crossover 49ers Dodger fan, right? And maybe that's going to lend itself to the point that I'm going to bring up here in a bit on this show. But I think that a lot of 49ers fans will be cheering against LA in this World Series. That being said, I view 49ers Cowboys, the game that we have coming up here on Sunday, as the NFL's version of Dodgers-Yankees. The reason I say that is that Dodgers and the Yankees are two glamour franchises in baseball, and the 49ers and the Cowboys are undoubtedly two glamour franchises in the NFL. So in that way, you've got a parallel. And maybe that's why there are some Niners fans who are also Dodger fans, because they like glamour franchises. That's the only excuse I have for such behavior. But I digress. We're on our way up. We're going to pass the Buena Vista Cafe right here, which served the first Irish coffee in the world. And we're going to go right by a cable car with the San Francisco Giants logo on it. How about that? That's not bad, right? It's an iconic San Francisco shot. The San Francisco cable car uphill. There's people here trying to take pictures of the cable car, and they're about to get run over by a driverless car. That's not good. I think that other cable car had a Niners flag on it. This is the iconic climb up Hyde Street. I did time this on purpose to give you guys a look at the sunset here in San Francisco. But why don't we talk about, will the 49ers beat the Cowboys, before a lot of you get sick of non-football talk? We will end this at the Yankees bar. So hopefully this has a nice grand finale. Niners and the Cowboys. You know, the 49ers are 4-point favorites. Even though they're without Jawan Jennings, they're going to be without Kevin Givens, their defensive tackle. But I think that Deebo Samuel will play. I think that George Kittle will play. They're both listed as questionable, but I think it's trending in a good direction for both of them. Dallas is ranked in the 20s when it comes to efficiency, both offensively and defensively. The 49ers, meanwhile, are number 9 on offense, DVOA, and number 12 on defense. Number 12 is actually the EPA rank. Defensively, DVOA, when you adjust for opponent, they're number 6. Those numbers are still evening out. The sample size is still relatively small, so maybe that's a little high for the defense. But the point is that they rank a lot better than the Cowboys. They've been much more efficient than Dallas, even though they have a worse record. The problem is that offense and defense doesn't account for special teams, where Dallas is ranked number 1 and the 49ers are ranked second to last, number 31. So special teams has the unique chance of screwing things up for the 49ers again this week. That's going to be the big key for San Francisco. John Fassel, Jim Fassel's son, he's the special teams coordinator for the Cowboys. He's got a good unit there. So the 49ers have to make sure they don't lose the game on special teams. I have to make sure this car doesn't start backing up and lose control up this extremely steep hill. We are heading up Hyde Street, and we're going to take a look at the sunset over the Golden Gate Bridge. There you go. Beautiful. It's a pretty new park here in San Francisco. There's the bay. I think we captured that one splendidly. Now we continue up the cable car tracks. We're going to hit Lombardi in just a second. And we're going to be able to look to the left down Lombard Street. We'll probably see a bunch of tourists. Yes, we will. And we'll see Coit Tower. Cool. Time to close the window. It's great weather. I just got done swimming, in case you didn't notice. Came from the Dolphin Club. And now I'm continuing. my way to the Yankees bar to check out the World Series. So if special teams doesn't screw it up for the 49ers, they're going to be in a good spot. But if special teams does screw it up, they could be in a dogfight in this game. There's a couple things, a couple matchups that I think are really favorable to the 49ers. I wrote about it on the San Francisco Standard that are amenable to their weaknesses. One, the 49ers rank near the bottom of the league in defending passes to the middle of the field. But the Cowboys rank number 27 in efficiency throwing to the middle third of the field. The 49ers had typically in years prior been really good against passes in the middle of the field, but they don't have Dre Greenlaw, at least yet this year. Devondre Campbell struggled in coverage. I think the 49ers safety coverage has been worse than usual. That Jair Brown needs to be better, and I think Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa are both still developing. So those are things that keep an eye out for. But I do think that the 49ers are in a position with the Cowboys here, or the Cowboys aren't great in the middle of the field. There's the Turkish coffee ice cream at Swen. Really good, by the way. We're on Restaurant Row now. That used to be an auto body shop. You could tell by the doors. It's now a wine bar here in Russian Hill. And then they've got Za Pizza. That's a good spot as well. But I just don't think that Dallas, they're playing remarkably poor football this year. I don't think that Dallas is in good position to challenge where the 49ers are really weak, except for special teams. But if we're just looking at this objectively from the offense-defense standpoint, the 49ers do have an advantage in this game. The Cowboys' defense this year has been atrocious against the run. If the 49ers cannot run in this game, I don't care if they have Christian McCaffrey or not. They won't have Christian McCaffrey. But if they can't run in this game, they've got some serious problems. Let's take a look at the sunset side of San Francisco. Very nice. By the way, I'm not driving. Every time I do one of these, people freak out. Why are you driving? Casper's driving today. So Dallas's run defense is terrible. They gave up a whole lot of yardage against the Detroit Lions. I know the 49ers don't have the Detroit Lions run game, but the 49ers do hang their hat on being able to run the football. And this is one of those games where, yeah, Dallas is coming off a bye week. The 49ers aren't. That's tough. Dallas is going to be a little bit more fresh in that regard. But you've got to muscle up if you're San Francisco. You have to find a way to punish the Cowboys on the ground because they have been punished by other teams on the ground. There's going to be no Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. Remember, Dallas had struggled to stop the run even last year when they had a much more powerful defense. When Parsons was healthy, it was a boom or bust type of defense for the Cowboys. So the 49ers have to make the Cowboys pay. Mike Zimmer is now the defensive coordinator, formerly the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Kyle Shanahan and Mike Zimmer have gone at it as either head coaches or coordinators on opposite sides of the ball 7 times. Shanahan is 4-3 against Zimmer in that time. So it's a matchup that has been good for the 49ers head coach, and it has to continue to be good. He's beaten Mike Zimmer the last 2 times. This place called Nook, right on the corner, really, really nice little coffee bar, coffee shop that turns into a wine bar at night. I'll turn on the light here so it's a little bit better in the car. Yeah, that's better, right? We're at that tricky time of dusk where the sun is obviously setting. I've shown you that, but the lighting to do a little YouTube show is not as good as we'd like it to be. So on the way to the Yankees bar, we're going to be there in 4 minutes. Those are the keys to the 49ers and the Cowboys. San Francisco can just hold serve in those areas and then make sure that special teams doesn't screw it up. They're going to be fine in this football game. So the question is, will the 49ers beat the Cowboys? My answer is yes. If you want to take a look at my predicted score, it's up on the San Francisco Standard. I have 2 articles up there. The predicted score will come across a video tomorrow. Right now, we're headed to watch the World Series. Again, I mentioned this at the top of the show. Yankees, Dodgers, glamour franchises in the MLB, 49ers, Cowboys, glamour franchises in the NFL. So we do have a little bit of a parallel there. I don't know, do a lot of you remember, any of you remember Finnerty's? There was a bar in New York City. It was over on the Lower East Side called Finnerty's. That was a Bay Area sports bar. So anytime the Niners or the Giants or the Sharks or the Warriors would play, the place would go crazy. in New York? Well, the place I'm going to right now in San Francisco is like the reverse Finnerty's. It is the New Yorkers' home away from home. So, I couldn't go to a Dodgers bar in San Francisco. I don't even know if that exists. We're too close to LA probably for that. It's hostile territory for that kind of stuff, but there definitely is a Yankees bar in San Francisco. It is a New York bar, and that's the one that we're going to. Our car just let this guy cross the street. How nice of Casper. Doing a good job letting people cross. Let's take a look down the narrower streets of Nob Hill as we work our way down toward downtown and Aces. So, anyway, if you have questions here for the next couple minutes, I'll be able to answer them. Then I'm going to walk into the New York bar, and that's going to be it. Well, if the scene is good, maybe I'll continue the live up through the bar, and then I'll sign off. I just went on a nice swim. Water was chilly, but felt really good in the San Francisco Bay. And it's time to have a good Friday night. Well, we got a long weekend to cover filled with content, and the 49ers don't play until, 5:20, I think, on Sunday night. So we're going to make sure that we fill it. Stay tuned to the channel tomorrow. I know tonight's not going to be the busiest night of watching videos because it's Friday night and the World Series is on, but I thought that I'd go with the tie-in, and I thought I'd show you the trip to the bar here at sunset after my swim. So anyway, 49ers Cowboys questions, go for it. Pop them into the chat, and I'll answer what I can, and then we'll sign off for the night. Let's go. If you don't have any questions, Mike is going to ask them. It's way too early to be giving up on the 49ers season this year. It just means they haven't been paying attention to recent years. They have a very good track record of making adjustments, and you've got to give them a chance to make some of those adjustments and see how it goes. Again, they started 2021 3-5. They started 2022 3-4, exactly the same record as they have this year. So we're coming up on Aces here. Hopefully it's a good vibe. We'll go take a look. I've got my ID in the pocket so I can show you guys around. We got to figure out where this guy's going to pull over. Right now we're struggling because this guy's trying to parallel park.
Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
I guess I'm here. I guess I got to get out. So just give me a second because I got to get my bag. Never close the front door before you open the back door if your backpack is in the back. We did it. I better hurry before cars run me over. I better turn around. I'm not going to run across that street. We'll walk this way. So Aces, this is like a intersection that looks a lot like a New York intersection. It's right there. Got tall buildings. Got the postal truck, and I think we're going to be able to cross right now. We're going for it. If you jaywalk in New York, you can jaywalk in San Francisco, right? All right, we made it across. So I do wonder what kind of crowd they're going to have in here for Game 1 of the World Series. It reminds me of, and I didn't see these World Series, but I know that the Dodgers and the Yankees back in the day, my dad would always talk about it. He was a Giants fan, and he really wanted the Yankees to beat the Dodgers because, oh yeah, it's packed. Take a look at this. All those New Yorkers in there. This is going to be good. They're booing somebody. Thank you. Look at this place. So that's going to be fun. Yankees bar going crazy here. You see they got the Yankees flag out front. I'm going to go ahead and step in to Aces. It's going to be fun to watch the World Series. 49ers will beat the Cowboys. Take care.